For those of you watching on playback, my name is Leonard Phillips. This is Returner's Hideout. We do Final Fantasy deep dives, all that sort of cool stuff. Today, I'm just talking to people. Not really. I don't have anything planned, and that's where we're at today. So if you're hanging out, just post in chat where you're from and what's up with you lately. I'm gonna gather all my notes that I have, and we'll get started. No real plans, like I said. Just talking, and that's it. That's all I've got planned for today. So hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. And you are live. Hello, Sacred Jade. Making more notes, as I always do. Play a tactics mod? That sounds nice. So I've lost really quickly. I've completely lost some of my notes that I have, and so if you can just whenever you get in, I was able to save some notes. But what's up, man? I was able to save some notes, but if you can all just tell me really quickly where you're from. I found some notes. I cleaned not long ago, and I was just throwing stuff away. And so there we are. I do things all the time, and I regret it. So that is correct. I think I remembered that. Joseph's here. Hello, Joseph. How are you? I have. That's right. I do have that. So how's everybody doing? How's everyone? I have. Let's see. How was the weather? How was the weather in Texas the other day? Was it? I think we all had some pretty crazy weather a day or two ago. I know Arkansas got hit really bad. I can't write, apparently. Sweet. Joseph, you're doing pretty good. You're playing Stranger Paradise. Very cool. Joseph, how do you like Stranger Paradise so far? Your video is the only reason I was interested in playing it. Oh boy. I don't know, it's very strange to me. I'm glad you're playing it though. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Hallowed be that game. What's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Just some rain in Dallas. Sacred Jade, you're playing Stray. It's very interesting that you brought that up. So I do, very quickly, I do video game music as a I hope I break out into video game music at some point, but there was a guy I was doing video game music for that ended up being a programmer on Stray, so very cool. I heard Stray's awesome. By the way, Hallowed be the game. I've seen. I can definitely remember you've commented on some stuff. If you can tell me where you're from, that would be fantastic. I take notes on people that come on stream. Very relaxing. Stray's very good. From what I've heard, I've not played it, but gosh, so Hallowed be that game is Midwest. Oh, okay, yeah, from Ohio, definitely super cool. There's another person here that comes on stream sometime, also from Ohio. Yeah, I take notes on everybody and just sort of keep up with, like, I figure if you come on stream, then, I don't know, like, you put time into it, and so I'd like to take notes on where people are from and sort of what's going on in their lives. I've just got to get a few more that I lost due to me cleaning and not paying attention. So I've got them all in one place, all my notes. Stranger Paradise. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sacred Jade's playing Stray. So we got Stray, Stranger Paradise. Rock on. I will attempt to rock on. You see these... This is not just bags, this is airport luggage. It's been a very busy weekend on my end. But I'm glad everybody's doing well so far. That's super cool. School teacher here, so not looking forward to my spring break being over. Nick, you're a school teacher. So, just picked up Stranger Paradise, gonna play it after I finish Final Fantasy X. Hollow be the game. I enjoyed Stranger Paradise quite a bit. I would like to go through it again to make more theory videos, because there's a ton I could make off of that. Did you download any 3DS or Wii U games for the end of the eShops? I did not. I figure... I mean, you see this massive... I've got a whole bunch of games over there, so I figure if anything I really wanted was on eShop of any kind, I probably already have it in some capacity. So, high school social studies teacher and football coach. Super cool, man. Super cool. So my wife Elizabeth is a school teacher also. And so I definitely understand some of the things, a different demographic of kids, but school teacher nonetheless. So that's super cool that you teach too. Last game I picked up, I don't even know how to pronounce that, for 3DS. Me too, I couldn't beat some of the prices. That's very true, and I didn't even think about that. If they're having like a closing sale, then you're just almost a teacher. You're a teacher. Come on now. Let's see. Some of the prices on games, yes. I didn't think about the price point of anything, but some of these games back here I got on Facebook Marketplace from people that had no clue what they had. And I even offered some of them more because I was like, well, some of these games are worth something. And they're like, no, I had it on for like 15 bucks. Keep it. And it was like inbox copies of Sonic 1 through 3 and like Sonic and Knuckles with the manuals and everything. Downloaded Ace Attorney games for $3 each. Oh, wow. Yeah. Switch Store had a bunch of Final Fantasy games on sale recently. Dang it. I might have to get my old Switch out and see. I gotta get into Facebook Marketplace. Hollow, this was a few years ago. eBay, you just said eBay ain't cutting it anymore. It's getting bad everywhere. Retro games prices especially. That's why I stopped collecting, and now I just appreciate what I have, and now I've got to start playing through them all. Which leads me to another thing I'm going to bring up in a little bit. Maybe not today, but I'll bring it up. They go on sale every 3 to 6 months. Oh, I don't know these things. Picked up a bunch of them. I think I have most of them. There's only a few I don't have at this point. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition being one of them. I'd just rather play through the full thing. That's a true emboss to backlog. So, Hollow be that. I don't want to say anything about it yet, but I'm going to. I've got this YouTube channel idea. And it's, man, I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm going to. But it's called Backlog 500. And it's where, it's ultimately a Let's Play channel, and I hate that, but it's just me getting through all 500 of my games. And I've already set up a channel. I did it for a little while, but I didn't know how to market to a Let's Play demographic, so I stopped. And that's when I started this. But that's the thing I've been working on. I'll make an announcement whenever I figure out what I'm doing, because I have no clue. Oh boy. That's a wicked flippin' cool idea. I thought so. I thought it was neat and something different. But I when it comes to normal YouTube videos, I kind of know what I'm doing. But with a Let's Play thing, because it is very oversaturated, not to a point where you can't break out, but it is very oversaturated, and you got to sort of cut through the noise. And I guess the idea of it going through an entire backlog is good enough, but I don't know. I gave up on it after a little bit. Let's see. Joseph got Crystal Chronicles 789, World of Final Fantasy Maxima. You picked up quite a bit, I see. I don't have Crystal Chronicles for Switch. I have it for GameCube, though. But my GameCube doesn't work anymore because I don't have the right cables. That's it. I'd say if it helps you, let's see. And those who want to hang out will do. Yes, and that's one reason why I wanted to do this first. I sometimes wish I had enough motivation to get through my backlog. I figured if I do a channel, that's enough motivation. But I don't know. Who said you have to be original and stand out? The fact that you're trying to go through the backlog is an interesting concept. Javon, I'm glad you're here, my friend. Really quickly, Jay, I lost some of my notes, so if you'll just remind me where you're from, where you're hanging out at, locationally speaking. Let's see. You gave on Elizabeth. I did. I think I did. You will gain your audience like what you did with us. That's very true. Wife's done making lunch. Joseph, it's good to see you. I'm glad you showed up for a little while. That's super cool. California. I knew that. Dang it, Javon. I'm sorry. I totally knew that. Don't let your backlog consume you. It can feel like a job. Yes, and that was another thing too. Because I have so many. I figured with the Let's Play channel, I figured it was going to be at least a 5-year thing. And that's beating 100 games a year, but so many of my games are RPGs, and like, how do you go through them in a Let's Play format that works? And that was another thing too, was like, I don't want to go through all these things and, replay the same section, day after day after day. So I don't know. It's just, I guess I just got to film it and just see what happens and go from there. Let's see. How do you attack your backlogs? Recently I made a spreadsheet like a true nerd. I don't have it anymore. But I had a notebook paper. I might still have it. A notebook paper just filled out of all 500. And then I also did, it was an app on my phone for a while that I had where I put them all in, and it actually gave me a value price of all the games I have. I forget what I've got it around here somewhere. I can't remember. Sacred Jade says, not a lot of side questing. For sure. My goal was to just get to end credits, whatever that meant. That was sort of the thing. Just get to end credits. You don't have to 100% in everything. Just beat them. Just get to end credits, and at that point, call it done and move on. That's what I was going to do. Elizabeth, you're also way too hard on yourself. I am all the time. And that's something I need to not be. I do that by playing a new game and a backlog game. Oh. That's actually interesting. Javon, I'm going to have to take notes that I'll probably accidentally throw away in 2 weeks. That's got me thinking. I also have a list of my phone notes. I've completed half in the past 3 years, but it's always growing. See, I'm at a point where I'm not buying games anymore. So the only games I really buy now are any Final Fantasy games that I missed strictly for the sake of doing these videos. And that's kind of it, or anything that really piques my interest. Usually I used to buy anything and everything that I could afford, but if it wasn't for handheld gaming, I'd never get through JRPGs. I fully agree with that statement, and I have so many of them that's really the tough part. I don't know how some people do it. Over half my Switch collection is backlog. I don't necessarily know that people beat every game that they own. See, that's always been a goal of mine, is to beat every single game that I own. And when I initially made the list, I was in high school, so this was a million years ago, and I only had 100 games at that point. So if I just would have done it then, but also I wouldn't be able to make a YouTube channel. take the good and take the bad. What also helped me is separating it by genre. Very, very clever. That's not a bad idea, Jay. I might have to use that. So, Dustin Baker's here. What's up, man? Sorry, I even wrote down where you're from. I'm glad you're here. So the Final Fantasy IX on Switch has a button for 3 times fast forward in easy mode. Very cool. The Hyper Chicken hot and cold is easy because the fast forward speeds up, but not the timer. Oh, very cool. I played Persona 5 and Uncharted before playing another RPG. I'm guessing they'll make a Pixel remaster do the same. Coming up on high school. So high school for me is coming up on 20 years also. And I made I'll never forget, I was a sophomore in high school and I made the list. Not a sophomore, I was a junior in high school. I'll never forget. And I made the list, and it was like 96 games or something at the time. And I was like, oh, that's so many. Fast forward 20 years, and I have 500 of them to go through. And they're all like Zelda, Final Fantasy games, just a bajillion RPGs. High school was over 30 years ago. Getting older is weird, and I don't like it. What helps me is I don't play a bunch of games from different genres. I mainly play RPGs with some other genres that grab my interest. I want to get through all of them, and I don't know how, essentially, is what is preventing me from really going forward with backlog. And I know I have sort of a built-in audience here, and that's super cool. But I don't know, I feel like that's a cheat code, and maybe I shouldn't look at it that way. And then the idea of getting through everything and how to do it, I got to figure all that out. And I wasn't even going to talk about Backlog 500, but here we are. Let's see. You'll finally caught your live. Love the channel. Huge Final Fantasy 6 fan. Love the respect for Bannon. Thanks, man. Also, really quickly, King, where are you from? I keep notes on people that show up on my lives. I realize now that it sounds awful funny. Where are you from? But in truth, it's just to keep track with people that interact with me on my lives. New Orleans. New Orleans. Well, really quickly, what's the weather like through there? I know we all got hit pretty hard recently. Weirdest part is we're the first generation of adults that grew up with games. Yes, we are. And I'm very happy about that, actually. We were all put on this earth at the same time that video games grew. From a nerdy thing to a terrible thing to an awesome thing, and now to a massive thing. So we got to see that. That's super cool. You earned your subs, definitely not a cheat code. Babe, thanks. I'm really bad. I'm really bad. Really bad at taking compliments. I grew up with games, but it was Pong and arcade mostly. My dad built arcade games, and that's what... Jay, dude, I got airport luggage on my eyes, but you listen here. You don't have to... Thank you. Thank you. Humid? I'm sure it is very humid in New Orleans. You're crushing it, dude. Your editing skills are next level. Man, thank you. I put a lot of effort into these. Game industry has grown way past me. The game industry is actually the game industry is turning into stuff that I don't know about anymore. So I don't know what is like popular now, or like, is it still a thing to have microtransactions, or do we all hate that still? I don't know. I'm just playing games that I enjoy. Dustin, how's the quitting going, by the way? The quitting's fine. It's still... I'm like 3 weeks out now, and it's still really difficult. I still have my urges, but so far so good. I'm hanging on to hope. Last night at my day job was miserable, and I definitely had a moment where it's like, I could, but I didn't. Indie development is always a thing. That's very true. The indie scene is very cool at the moment. He's an editing monster. I can't do it half as well with twice as much of the time. Man, that's super nice. Super nice of you guys. Thank you. It's growing by the week. It's growing at an insane level that I never expected. I think the last live stream we had, I can't remember. I was about to throw out numbers, but it's not true. I can't remember. Keep going. Took about a year for me. The channel is a year and a month old, and here we are. And I never thought ever that it would be like it is. I don't know. I can cope with microtransactions for games. I can't because look, I'm very poor, and I don't like the idea of, I don't know, paying to get ahead. Like I would just love to, just be good at it and do it that way. What is your day job? I'm new. Nick, I've not discussed the day job. I don't know how to put it without. I don't know how to put it without disclosing too much. It's a very unglamorous job, and I deal with the public a lot, and it's very stupid. And I've done this type of work for a million years. It's a gas station, but there's more to it. That's all I'm gonna say. Games I love. Dead by Daylight. Yes. So Dead by Daylight. I have it, but I haven't gotten into call it being a chef. Yeah, being a chef is fairly accurate. I keep bumping into things, which is nice. I need a drink. On the top of my screen, on my end of it, Javon's $5 is still up there, and it says, "This is because you helped me get through my week. Thank you for the community." You guys did it. I didn't. I don't know. Like I just presented ideas I thought were neat, and then people happened. That's how I see it. The only person who plays Dead by Daylight around is my kid. Yes. She definitely plays Dead by Daylight. And I act like I know what I'm talking about whenever she talks about it, and I'm like, I haven't played it enough, I don't know. I don't know. The community, that was originally what I set out to do, was build a community of people that loved the series enough. And it happened. And I don't know, looking back, I was a really nervous, scared fella that was like, I think I'm doing something. And then seeing people come in that love this series as much and more than I do in some cases. 4 on 6 is here. Hello, 4 on 6. 4 on 6. I've lost my notes, and so I'm making new ones. Where are you from? I can't remember. I hate to say movie quote, but if you build it, they would. Yes, and it happened so fast for me that I still can't believe it. Let's see. How often do you replay Final Fantasy VI? Not enough, if I'm being truthful. I played through, the last time I played through Final Fantasy VI was when I did the video of where I went through all of the floor items, and I played it for like 1 billion hours. That's the last time I played it, and that was last year sometime. Not enough Final Fantasy VI time. You play guitar, and I haven't made a video teaching it. So I play many instruments. It's something I've never talked about on channel too much. I've shown a little bit here and there. I've talked about it, but I play a lot of music. Actually, I just got back from the studio about a month ago or so, doing some work down in Nashville. I feel the job thing. I dread anyone recognizing me from my 9 to 5 on the internet. I'm a content creator and also having to punch a clock 5 days a week. I was just explaining it. He plays all the instruments. I don't want that to be publicly known. Although I love it. I'm a bass player since high school. Uh-oh, you're a bass player. Hold on, because I'm a bass player too. have here, if you ask me my influences, I'm a massive Beatles fan. This needs strings on it, but I'm gonna put this over here. A lot. I have a lot of influences. Wow. Okay. I'm getting a lot of notifications from Discord. Oh, King, thank you. Man, YouTube algorithm is frustrating beyond stuff to see the ball is rolling. Me too, and it's so. I'll get back to the music thing in just a minute, but the YouTube algorithm, I've learned a lot about it, especially in the last 3 months or so. Like my numbers are growing faster than I can even really keep up with. Man, the ball is rolling in such a way that I don't know. And I've talked about this before, but I do kind of have a little bit of imposter syndrome still. And since my numbers are growing very quickly, my exposure to more people is growing too, and that leads to a lot of negative comments coming in, and I've seen quite a few lately. To the point that I'm having to learn how to deal with. It's very specific things, like the way that you pronounce certain words, and very, very specific things. And I'm learning how to deal with those things. Just the other night, I texted Elizabeth, and I was like, everything is hitting my brain at once. And I was at work at my day job, and I don't know. I'm learning how to cope with that, because I don't deal with that stuff very well anyway. Oh gosh, things are happening. I watch all your videos when they come out. Sacred, listen, they're a highlight of my day. Boy. Well, I can't tell you how much I do appreciate that. And I wish that my newest video would have worked out, because it was really neat, but I didn't execute it right in the editing process. And I felt like I could have done it better, so I didn't release it. Let's see, the imposter syndrome never goes away. I'm beginning to see that. I'm really beginning to see that. I feel as if I'm thinking, I try to think ahead. Like, will I still feel this way if I had 10,000 subs? Probably, yes. And the negative comments, I try to embrace them in a way to where I make meme compilations. That's a really cool way to handle it. But some comments have a grain of truth, which is the painful thing. Yes, those are the ones that, like, I can handle negativity. I can handle negative things decently well, but when they're so specific and you're worried about it anyway, I don't know. They hit a little differently, and I'm learning how to deal with that. But the majority of people who watch do love and like it, but just remember you have a major gift for this. Oh man, thank you so much. Your knowledge and passion show through. That's incredibly nice of you. Your anxiety will always lie to you. Anxiety lives only in the future. My anxiety lies to me all the time, and it always beats me up and punches me square in the face, and it's terrible. The best way to deal with all of it is look at the constructive criticism and get rid of pure bad ones. That's what I'm really focusing on, because in truth, like for every negative comment, there's like 10 positive ones. And I'm realizing that too. And my whole thing is because comments take time to write. And when someone writes 4 paragraphs on something I missed, it's like, like, I know I missed it. It was an accident on my part, and it just kind of sucks. I don't know. But also, any YouTuber that had any bit of success has gone through this, so I'm not alone in that way. Best advice: just don't read comments. Most viewer comments are meant for other viewers. I'm picking up on that too. I don't want to completely give up on reading comments too much, So what I do is just skim through them, and if I see names that have commented before, or names I know, or just if I skim through it and see something positive in it, I'll read it. That's how I've been getting through the last couple of weeks. As an artist, you learn that sometimes there's good in bad criticism. We think you're awesome. I think you guys are awesome. As my therapist tells me, fear equals false evidence appears. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. You're the man in the arena, dude. I'm just the guy who really likes video games. That's all it is. And now YouTube pays me to do that, and that feels almost illegal to me, because like I just love it so much. Especially like I'm actually Sacred Jade. I'm actually gonna write that down. I'm writing this down because that's one of the coolest things I've heard in a long time. False evidence appears. What is it? Appears real. I have a memory of a goldfish, apparently. Very cool. Thank you for that. I needed that. Keep sharing your passion. The haters will all follow you. I also don't engage with them, which I think will lessen it over time. If anybody does say anything positive, I do try to at least like it and heart it at the same time. Just to like I acknowledge it, but like I don't have the mental capacity to comment back in any sort of legitimate way. So it's just real sort of thanks or I appreciate it. Remember when YouTube first came out? I do remember when YouTube first came out. This platform's really grown. It's insane. I can remember like talking about YouTube 20 years ago. It was kind of similar about going to like a grocery store. It's like I went to YouTube today and I found a really stupid video skateboarding related, or I don't know, somebody went to a zoo. Let's see. Do you have a circle of fellow content creator friends? That's the best support source because they'll get what you're dealing with. Content, not a lot of people in this area where I live do content creation. I'm trying to get more people into it around me, but it's not anything that's like widely accepted right now here where I live at. Let's see, keep a document of all the... I might have to start doing that 4 on 6. That's actually a super good idea. Can we talk about how you were mentioned in Final Fantasy Union? Yeah, about that. That was a crazy day. That was an insane moment for me. When you feel down from negativity, you can look at it. That's actually a brilliant idea. So Final Fantasy Union, if you don't know, I'm sure you do. Final Fantasy Union is the biggest Final Fantasy creator channel that I know of. And I got a message from several of you that were like, go watch. Was I at work or at a rehearsal? I think I was at a rehearsal. And I was like, crap, like I can't look at it right now, but like whenever I get home, I'm going to check it out. And I got home and it was the weird, because I've been watching Final Fantasy Union videos for a long time. And to hear the guy say my name, the channel name, and show my dumb face on his channel, it was weird. It was, I couldn't, like, my jaw was just on the floor all night. And like I still sometimes go back and watch it because it still doesn't feel real yet to me. I can't write. It was very surreal, and it still hits me weird. Aspie's here. What's up, man? I'm glad you're here. Do I have... Yes, I do have info. I lost some of my notes, and so I still have your information that you gave me, Aspie, last few streams ago now. But yeah, being mentioned in an FF Union video, what? Like I still feel really weird about it. It was massive. Massive for me. And I actually went back earlier today, and that video's at 100,000 views now. And what? Like, I mean, I've got a video. One of my videos right now is almost at 30,000. So I mean, which is just mind blowing to me. 28,000. One of my other videos. So that's massive. I couldn't believe it, man. Again, seeing my face on someone else's channel, and like talking about, and that was like my 7th video or something. That was super early on in my YouTube journey. So for them to reference that is insanely surreal, and I don't feel like that's me on screen. Oh, it's so strange. But Elizabeth was there whenever I was like really going through it, and she kind of had the same reaction where like just mouth open, just like, that's super neat. I'm crowded by things. That's how I saw your channel. What? That's Hallowed Be That Game. That's how you found Returner's Hideout? I stopped their video and binged your videos. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And that goes to show you, you never know what can happen. So a rare pink ghost on the Phantom Train that never leaves the party is literally my oldest unsolved FF6 urban legend. What? I've never heard of that. Pink ghost on Phantom Train. I'm gonna check it out. Do a video on it. Cause I've never heard of that before. Phantom Train. I'm gonna write that down because that's awesome. I love stuff like that. Let's see. So they didn't have to contact you to give you a heads up. No, I had no clue. It completely took me by surprise, and still takes me by surprise. Were you able to talk to? No, they didn't get a hold of me at all, unless I missed it. Which is, I didn't see it coming. I had no clue, because Final Fantasy Union is so massive. They're at 260,000 subs now, I think, and there's such a massive thing that I don't know. Like I'm at 1,700 subs, you know. I'm just starting out on this whole thing, and so I lost my cough drop. And so to be not only brought up, but recognized that, like, I don't know, it was, I guess it was some sort of validation for me that I'm on the right path of doing something. And even if it's just a video game series, but I love it so much, and they clearly love it so much, that it was sort of like, it was like a nudge to me, and like, we see you, and we acknowledge what you're doing, keep going. That's how I took it. Gaming urban legends are my drug of choice. Mine too. I love them. They just had to recognize the sage of Fantasy 6. It's one a kid told me at the mall when I was 15. My best friend says he's seen it. The ghost character is capable of a blush animation, which means it can be pink. Otherwise, that's all I got. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. So I'm going to look it up. And if I do a video on it, I'll credit you on it. Because that's incredible. I've never even heard of that, and I want to see it now. Final Fantasy 6 is my favorite game of all time. Is the SNES GOAT, and I'll die on that hill. I'll die with you on that hill. It is the greatest game ever. I bet it felt validating. It did. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and passion to make videos, but it's a sacrifice to do it. Yeah. So it rocks that you have that because you deserve it. Man, it's crazy. You mentioned sacrifice to do it, and I do spend a lot of time, because it's not just like, I've got a video idea, let me take, because each video takes about 10 to 14 hours to make, but that's not counting the time it takes me to play through the games, and I don't have anything around me, or do I? But whenever I play through games, I take a massive amount of notes. I've joked about it on the channel before, but it's very true. I mean, pages and pages of notes, and then what I do is I try to connect any dots to try to come up with these theory ideas. And so if you count through, you know, if you count the 30 to 40 hours it takes to go through the game, and then to a point where you're combing every single text box for information, and then you've got to see how other people are, gosh, how do I put it? See how other people are framing theories, and do it in a similar way to where people will want to watch it. And then, so for the Bannon video where I talk about Bannon being Duncan, I think that video ended up taking, I want to say 30 something hours to make. And then for a 6-minute video that, you know, 4,000 people watched. And then I get all the time, Bannon can't be Duncan because of something that I didn't see in the video that, you know, whatever it is. Oh gosh, you are legit, man. Jay, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. The amount of time he spends on research is insane. Yes, it is. And you see it firsthand. Let's see. 6 has so much rumor lore around it. I know, I could just focus on 6 alone for a long time. Oh, one interesting suggestion I would gladly offer is the fact that the Empire is sort of still functioning in the world. What? In Kefka's Tower, there are Magitech. Well. Yet another one. That's an interesting one, too. Yeah, I'm going to write that down. That's 2 ideas that you've given me today. Very cool. Let's see. Would you ever consider doing Let's Plays? Oh boy. Earlier in this stream, I was never going to bring this up. Not for a really long time. But I actually have a Let's Play channel. But there's no videos on it. And so you see this massive thing behind me. I've got 500 games in total right now. And I have a channel called Backlog 500 where I haven't decided on how I'm going to do it yet, but yes, it's in the works. I'll announce something later on. I'd love for you to do a video on the internet myth of resurrecting Aaron. Oh my gosh, it's so weird that you brought that up. I was just thinking about doing whatever happened to them crazy internet myths where you got to walk 500 laps around the snail in the ancient whatever. Oh my gosh, is it pronounced Agelos? I'm really bad. And also, where are you from? Because I take notes on everybody that's in stream that communicates via... I'm bad at explaining things. Internet myths equals Aerith's death. Fantastic. From Pennsylvania. Very cool. I'm taking notes. Very cool. Oh my gosh. I'm sure there's information on how to do a walkthrough. There's lots. I actually looked it up not long ago. There's a ton. Dude, Kefka press... I completely lost it. I gotta go back up. Are they still serving the last Imperial? Dude, there's an Imperial soldier at the Coliseum. It's all still there. Lunatic. Hello, Lunatic. Where are you from, Lunatic? I'm very curious. Again, I keep notes. If Square Enix ever made a Final Fantasy 6 remake, would you like it to be 7 remake or like a 4 remake? That's a good question. I'll tell you what I would not like it to be like is the Secret of Mana remake. Because like I love Secret of Mana, but the PS4 remake or whatever it came out for destroyed the game for me. The Briscoe's here. The Briscoe, really short, really quickly. I've lost my notes, and I'm taking new ones. Where are you from? It's become like a script at this point. Your boss from work turned you on to you? What? All right. That's amazing. Like, that's like a word of mouth thing. That's wild. That's so weird. Okay, I love that. My gosh. My cousin and I were convinced that if you let your characters go idle in GoldenEye for long enough, Jaws would spawn. I love stuff like that, man. I love stuff like that. Oh my gosh, you can keep Eris with the disc version of the game by cheating and walk over the map. What? I didn't know. I have the disc version of the game. So, okay. Didn't like Secret of Mana. I love the original Secret of Mana. It's super cool. I love it. Final Fantasy VI remade like Octopath would be nice. I would love that. I would love if they did it the same, what is it, HD, 2D, HD, whatever. I'm really bad at that. I can't remember how things are pronounced. I like the graphics of Final Fantasy Remake, but the gameplay must stay intact. It's weird because how do you make you know, a modern game without, because menus are slow, and I think we're sort of coming out of that. But I don't know. At the same time, older Final Fantasy games and JRPGs still wouldn't be popular if people didn't care about menus. So I don't know. I love Secret of Mana. I think it's great. Funky Lions fan, hi. Just popped in to hit that like button. Sweet. I'm actually playing Out of Space with our 9-year-old. Game's kind of fun, actually hard. We have a 9-year-old. I'm glad that you're here. I forgot. Hang on one second. I remember where you're from. It's in your name. Very cool. Vancouver. That's right. That's right. I was cleaning the other day and I threw everything away on accident. Just started at a new place, work in IT, and he found out I'm a gamer, and we bonded over Final Fantasy since we both liked it. He pointed to your channel back when it was like 400 subs. That wasn't too long ago, but man, that's wild. I wonder what the online persona of your boss is, and if I've interacted with them before. That's super crazy. I don't know. I don't want to say it too much. Need to remake the rest of the first Final Fantasy VI games like they did with the 2. What? And I can't read apparently. If they did a Final Fantasy VI remake, I don't know how to feel about it. I would want them to take however long they had to take in order to make it good. But like, I don't know if that game would serve having a battle system that was action based. Or maybe it would, because I'm thinking specifically about Magitech armor and how that would work in an action setting. Like, cause you got these elemental beams to shoot out of your machines, and would that work? And how would bosses like the Welk work? And how would bosses like Data Loom work? Where like he whistles and two more enemies show up on screen. How can that be a surprise if you're walking on a 3D plane? And it's questions like that make me, I don't know. If they redid it like Octopath, I would play the crap out of it. But I don't know. Wish I could stay longer, but gonna take the kiddo back outside. Y'all rock. Hollow be thy game. Thank you for showing up, man. It was incredible. Thank you. Thank you for popping in, saying hi. I would rather they did a prequel about how Locke loses Rachel and the King of Figaro dies in Returner's form. That would be super cool. I would love for that to happen. I'm replaying 12 as it was on sale on the Switch. I totally missed this sale, but King, thank you. Thanks again. Yeah, I'll absolutely use them, and I'll credit you in the video. It'll be fantastic. Thank you for those. My gosh, I don't know that I could handle any changes to the gameplay in 6. I agree. There's nothing wrong with the battle system in 6 now. Menu systems are on their way out, and I hate it. And I don't know. I love the Evilise Final Fantasy games. I do too. I don't know them as well as the first 6 games, but I agree. They need to go back to the anime aesthetic as opposed to the more I mean, yeah. It was, I don't know, it's always been an interesting mix of different arts and genres and all that stuff. See you later, Dustin. I'm glad you showed up, dude. Super glad you were here. 50% off. Gosh, what a sale. Personally love 7 Remake system. Felt it was great hybrid of ATB and action combat. Wish it was... Yes, I actually really enjoyed 7 Remake's battle system. I don't know if that would work for Final Fantasy VI, though, or any other Final Fantasy for that game. Or for that matter, for that game. I can go over the sphere grid grind while outside. Yeah. Oh, my screen just did a weird thing. If they do a 6 remake, I would want it to be more mature and take away the Briscoe. What goofy aspects specifically? Because the game's fairly mature in some ways, in a lot of ways. But specifically, what goofy things? I would like to know more about what you mean. And to clarify, I love menu systems. I'm playing Octopath 2 as the stream is going. Super cool. I haven't gotten Octopath 2 yet. I think that system really plays well into the moving forward into the future of RPGs in general. Yoshitaka Amano did amazing art for 6. He did amazing art for all of it. And some of his graphic novels, all of his graphic novels are incredible. Let's see, since you tossed the paper, what? Remember to check out Doom and Destiny, yes. Glad you brought that up. Yeah, I don't know where any of those papers are. I think I threw them all away. Yes, I will check that out. I messed up typing a minute ago. I would love if they did a Pixel... if they did the Pixel FF games like they did with 3 and 4. Oh, completely remake them in 3D. And on Steam, too, it's the same. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Because those 3D remakes are my least favorites. So I don't know. I would still play them. And I would still... I don't know. I might enjoy it. But... Final Fantasy 6 has some things... boy, oh boy. I mean, if they would need to portray Kefka like Heath Ledger's Joker. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, he would have to be just insane to do that. Well, hey, brother. If it gets too realistic, it would be awkward with some of the humor being out of place. Do you play 14? So no, I don't play 14 as of right now. It was brought up in a previous stream that I do a Returners Hideout guild. I've played it before, off and on, for a little while, and I'm trying to get back into it now once I find the time. I would love to do that. Final Fantasy always has goofy aspects. It's part of its charm. I agree. I didn't know specifically about what goofy aspects in relation to Final Fantasy VI, and what would need to be cut if they made it more realistic. That's why I think it needs more stylish look. I was talking about different anime I liked, and how I love the early art for Final Fantasy games. It reminded me of the art style of one of my favorite, Vampire Hunter D. Oh, he did do Vampire Hunter D. He also did... Oh my gosh, it was a long time ago now. I cannot remember the name of it. It saved my life. And it was very... I think all of his work is really dark and really... mature in general, and it's really funny that he did, like, I've got these really dark and mature themes, but like, here's a Moogle that I drew, I like Kefka. I love Kefka, by the way. He's such a great character because of how goofy he is and unthreatening at the first half. In the first half of the game, he's very angry for seemingly no reason. Get the sand off my boots, peasants. And then by the end game, he's just like destroying the entire world. I never knew he did Vampire Hunter D, but it's like no wonder I liked it. I'm drawn to it. Yeah, his art style is his and his alone, and I love it all. Dialogue stuff mostly, I think some of it's kind of cheesy. It is, and you really got to look to the translator Ted Woolsey for that. Not that I'm saying Ted Woolsey did a terrible job, because he didn't. But I do wonder. That's why I started taking Japanese in college, because I wanted to see the real, like, how the game actually is compared to what we got. And that's still a work in progress, so I don't know. Making it too serious would mess Kefka up. Yeah, I mean, probably. Kefka is the single best protagonist in Final Fantasy history. I agree. I think Sephiroth gets a lot of, I don't know. Sephiroth gets a lot of love for being a whiny brat. I don't know. Sacred Jade, I have the Japanese Final Fantasy VI. I too have the Japanese Final Fantasy VI. I don't feel like getting it, but it's over there. I'm really bad with kanji. And that's the first game where kanji was introduced. And it's a mess, and I'm not good with it. FF7 did a lot of good for the series, but FF6 is better. FF7 really put the series on the map. Especially if I were to go back in my memory banks and think of it, there was a lot of advertising going on at the time, and that's where a lot of people were, you know, have you heard about this series called the Final Fantasy series? It's like, yes, I've been playing it for years, and you're just now hearing of it. Yeah, definitely Final Fantasy VI is the better title out of all of them. It's my favorite game of all time for a reason. And not strictly because of the nostalgia behind it, but like, man, it's just an incredible game front to back. I gotta write this better because I won't be able to read that later. I can see it now. I'm really glad too, through doing this channel, that I'm finding out that a lot of people really love 6 compared to 7. And I'm not, you know, putting 7 down at all. I think 7's a great game if it didn't, how do I put it? If it didn't have the, I don't know how to put it nicely, but there's a lot of fandom around 7, and if it didn't have that, if it were to just be released and not have all the hype behind it, 7 is an incredible game, but there's a lot of funny business with like the people who love 7. At least a long time ago. I don't know about how it is now, but Final Fantasy VI is the best one. Looking back, I first heard about Final Fantasy through a girl pulling out Lightning Returns on 360. I didn't know what the series was until I found Final Fantasy 1 on the Nokia flip phone. I forgot that they released that on it. I've kind of extensively, well, not maybe too extensively, but I've definitely talked about my history with the series in past videos. My story starts a very long time ago with the series, and I definitely tried to get other people into it at the time, and it didn't work. And people are like, video games are stupid. Why do you do that? I was like, no, they're cool. Shut your hole. You don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't a fan of 7 when it came out. I didn't start liking it until 9 came out. The Briscoe, did you play 6 or any of the ones before? Or was 7 the first one that you played? 7 is my favorite with 9 right behind it. 6 is definitely in my top 5. And like I said, 7's incredible. It's a super good game, and it's the introduction to the series for a lot of people. But 6 is the 6 for me. 6 is the better title. 6 and 12 are my top 2. Really? That's such a wild difference between the two. I played 12 a lot. I never beat 12, but it's very strange that 6 and 12 are your favorite two to me, because those are two very, very, very different games. The original 7 is good, but I do feel it's way overrated. And I think that's part of the problem is, I didn't want to say overrated, but it's kind of true. I love 12. I love what I played of 12. No, I played 1, 4, and 6 first. Oh, well then, all right. I was about to say, because typically when people are introduced to JRPGs for the first time, they're really turned off by it. But if you're a fan, not a fan, but if you played the previous ones, and 9 is the one that really brought you in. Well, 9 had a lot of really cool themes. The theme of life and figuring out who you are. So I get it. That's awesome. 12 is a slow start. It's more of a gameplay game. It will make you or break you, though. I got like 24 hours into it, and then I stopped. I can't remember where I was as far as story or like location. I don't remember. But I definitely put my time into it, my share of time into it. But at the end of it, and I'm not even sure what actually made me stop playing it, but something happened or something. The lighting is weird on my stream. Ash was a lifesaver along with Fran. Dude, this was well over 10 years ago that I played 12. Fran had MP Walk. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. I definitely need to go. I need to play all of them again. What I want to do is not release anything for like a year on the channel and just play through all of them. But I can't do that. So it's like I have to carefully balance between finding time to play the series and make videos at the same time. And that's been the struggle ever since the channel started. It was like, how do you find time to do both and work full time? Stream it? I could. I could do that. Let's play. When I get the Let's Play channel going, gosh, I was not going to bring it up. I started Backlog 500 like maybe a year and a half ago. It was a really long time ago. But it was like the first few videos got like 50 views, and then it dwindled down to some had none. And it was like, I know I'm just falling into that Let's Play trap. But I guess I don't know. I guess maybe having the concept of like, this is my old backlog. Like, I don't know. I need to definitely think about it again and put some time into it. But I do want to announce it on the channel first before I actually start doing it, or maybe come out with the first few episodes of it before. I don't know yet. I'll actually give it some thought, man. I really wasn't going to say anything for like another year. But here we are. And since we're talking about extra channels, all right, since we're talking about it, I'm going to go way back here. Since we're talking about extra channels, I've got another one also where I do music stuff. Gosh, and I didn't want to talk about that either. Now that one I actually do. I actually am going to hold off on that one for a while. I'm still getting stuff put together for that. I can do Let's Plays tomorrow, but the music stuff is a bit much. I have a cat. So then you're saying to go ahead and do the backlog channel? Is that what you're saying? Since I do have this sort of audience now, and that's so wild for me to even say out loud. I'll see if he wants to come up here. Atticus, what are you doing, brother? What's on your head? Oh, goodness. This is my boy. I mean, I can start doing it, I guess, but why are you sitting weird? Why are you sitting weird? This is my cat Atticus, by the way. He does not want to be held. Where are you going? Bye. They were fighting in here. I believe it. They fight all the time. The Discord was ready about a week ago. Brother, I'm sorry. I've been incredibly busy. Yeah, I'll announce that too. And actually, I need to get with you and talk to you in private about some stuff. I've been thinking about it. But to know it's ready, that's awesome. I've had a super crazy weekend, and I'm shocked I'm even still alive, but here we are. I'll get with you. I don't know if it'll be today or not, but just need your logo. No problem. I can get that to you actually right now. I'll send it to you on Discord. I grew up with Master System, NES, SNES, so I grew up with classic JRPGs. 7 weird to me when yeah, it is very different from, especially if you're looking at JRPGs from like a classical sense. It is very, very different. Oh gosh, I think this is right. I'm gonna do this in real time. Because I have the logo saved on my phone. I wish I played RPGs when I was a kid outside of Pokemon. Once I discovered the FF series, like that's all I played was RPGs. And it was being a kid, especially 20 years ago, being a kid, enjoying RPGs when that wasn't the thing to enjoy. I don't know. It felt like that was like my own thing that I had that no one could take away from me. Oh boy. Do I actually have... I'm not an organized man by any means. Oh wait, no. I think I still have it. I'll continue to look as I do this. I want to get a PS1 and 2 so I can play the classics on OG hardware. The problem with that is like sometimes that OG hardware didn't work properly. For instance, my PS1 that I had when 7 came out, I don't know what the deal with it was, but if I plugged it up to this specific TV that I had, the whole screen would bounce the whole time, and it would only happen. It would happen randomly, and so I don't know if OG hardware is like the way to go, realistically speaking. Oh boy, the PS1 had a lens problem. That's what I'm thinking my bouncing problem probably was, because it wasn't all the time. There it is. I found the logo. It won't let me upload it. Okay, great. Super fun. I'm glad this is working. I thought that the problem I had with the PS1 was a lens issue, so maybe... Because I remember cleaning it frequently, so maybe that was it. I don't remember. That was back in 98, 97, 98. I'm an old man now. I don't remember. Atticus, what did you do? I tried to put you on the screen, but you didn't want to be part of that. You can replace them pretty easily from what I'm told, but I have an original PS1 that needs a new lens. I have an original PS1 in our vehicle at the moment. I don't know what it needs new of, but something. I'm sure it needs something new. I feel as if I've gone too far. No, I haven't. I tried to send you the... Oh, I see. Here's the logo. Well, it's not letting me send you the logo, Jay. I'll get it to you. It's upsetting. Mindless Meat's here. I was busy doing finishing touches on the campaign. Forgot about your stream. That's okay. You don't have to. It's fine. You're here now. Nope's here too. Real quick. Are those the two? Mindless Meat and Nope. I've lost, really quickly, I've lost all of my notes. So if you can tell me one more time where you guys are from, I should know these things, but I don't. I'm glad you're here, though. That's awesome. Boy, I would love to play old games, but it's hard to get them on modern hardware. In a lot of cases, yes. There are some instances. That's right. I remember now. Very cool. The thing is, with all these games, you're in Hamburg at the moment. I'll just put Germany. That's where the Beatles got their start. That's awesome. Great view of Mount Rainier. Awesome. That whole area is gorgeous, by the way. What was I saying? Yes, so I have all these games, and I do have the original hardware that still works. But I don't know if I could. I'm torn on it, because if I could play them on modern hardware, then I will. But also having the option of playing it on the original hardware is cool too. So I'm really torn on that whole issue. We all joke about Bethesda and Sega re-releasing games, but they stay with us and they are accessible. That's very true. I'm kind of torn on it, I guess. And I never thought I was torn on it, but I guess I am. Because, like, I would rather be able to, like, Yoshi's Island, for instance. I can play it on Switch. But, like, I have it on SNES too. I just don't have my SNES hooked up to a TV anywhere. I could, but it would take me a long time. I visited a Beatles Square yesterday. It's a neat little place in a disgusting avenue. That's awesome. I'm such a big Beatles fan. I have Sgt. Pepper's logo tattooed on me. Massive Beatles fan, and as soon as I saw the words Hamburg, I was like, oh, that's where they started. Very cool. We should demand better ports of old games. What, Jay? How would you make them better? Would you completely? Well, so the Final Fantasy Legend series, they were sort of reworked a little bit to fit a modern time, yet still holding on to the old ways of doing things. So maybe that's something. I don't know. Or collections of classic games like early 2000s. Like like you could get like Sonic collection, and it's like 86 Sonic games for $14 and play it on your GameCube. They kind of did that with the Mega Man series, but I don't like how they did that with the Mega Man series. Like, you have to beat Mega Man 1 in order to play Mega Man 2 or something stupid like that. It's like, no, just let me go through the series as much as I want. That's what I really thought the Pixel remasters were going to be. Like, beat this one, you can unlock this one, or stable frame rate as a start. Dude, you're so right. That's very cool. Yeah, you're 100% correct on that. Wasn't that just PS2 version? I can't remember. There were like 3 versions of it out, and I had 2 of them, and they crisscrossed for me. The Beatles were great. They are great. They are. Learned that only last year, though. Underrated them for too long. Well, then I'm off, though. Looking forward to watching the video. Have a wonderful day. Beatles are fantastic, yes. My favorite band of all time. And one of my favorite bands of all time. I don't know if I can say that legitimately now. But, yeah, have a cool day, Nope. I'm glad you showed up, even just for a second. Super glad you're here. Have fun in Germany. Even though you live there, and it's probably just another day for you. But have fun anyway, because that's awesome. I love that. I believe... Nope, there's a couple other people I don't have... Did 4 on 6 ever say a word? I don't know. Minor texture work is always a bonus, but not changing them. Yeah. There's especially roundabout especially with like the N64, some of the textures are gross. I have a few Beatles songs on my playlist that I listen to. I love them dearly. I think they're fantastic. They kind of, it's so strange because they sort of introduced musical harmonies to me, and then to hear similar things in Nobuo Uematsu's compositions for the Final Fantasy series. Same ideas, same concepts, but executed in a video game format, and I love that. You should look up Mike Portnoy. Oh, I love Mike Portnoy, actually. Him and his daughter do a Beatles trivia contest every once in a while. I want to do a trivia contest because I too can name them in like a split second. Have you ever seen the game Quest 64? I have the game Quest 64. The game's not good, but it's got there weren't a lot of RPGs on N64, and so to have an adventure game, it wasn't good, but I played the crap out of it, and I still would if there was a better way to play it. Oh, Jay, you're probably right. If I had a better way to play it, I would probably play Quest 64. Man, you're very right. Something about having better ports in modern consoles. The N64, the only N64 game that I like playing is Pokemon Puzzle League. For N64, I really like Legend of Goemon, or Mystical Ninja Starring Goemon. That game's incredible to me. It's a little janky in its controls, but I still love it. There's War Gods for N64. I love it. Oh my gosh, what other? Star Fox 64 is good. Mario 64, of course, is very good. And yeah, I'm a real big wrestling nerd, so like, thanks to my wife, I'm a real big wrestling nerd. So like, I've got like WrestleMania 2000 and like No Mercy and all those. The core elements are pretty good, but the execution isn't the best. Mindless Meat, you're very correct on the idea of it's neat. But the thing with Quest 64 is you can break it in a matter of minutes. Oh, Turok, yes. Turok Dinosaur Hunter was incredible. No spoilers, yeah. No WrestleMania spoilers. Oh my gosh. The Briscoe, no, I've never played that before. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna write it down though. Oh, Josh, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Where are you from, by the way? Josh? Did I spell that right? No. 1512. And 4 on 6, I might have completely missed it, but where are you from, 4 on 6? I had it written down at some point, and I don't anymore. Massachusetts. What's the weather up there right now in good old Mass? Never had it. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. GoldenEye complex with remote wood. MK Ultra's here, very cool. Peru, that's right. Because I was really blown away, and I'm still blown away by that. Oh boy, never had an N64. I have two of them. I don't know. Went from SNES to PlayStation. Have had other Nintendo consoles since, but for some reason skipped. Some people did. I found out recently. Actually, at the time, there were a lot of kids that I grew up with that were like, no, PlayStation is the way to go. But I went down the N64 route, and then maybe a year or two after that, I got my PlayStation. And I was in love. I loved it all. It's a Ninja RPG. You might recognize the code. Okay, I'll look it up here in just a minute. Ninja RPG. You've said things that I love. RPG. Pretty decent today. There was a wild thunderstorm last night. Are you a big fan of rain and thunderstorms like my wife and I are? I love them all. To me, the N64 is a lot like the Wii U, misunderstood console. Not a huge library, but people swear by the games. The N60, I don't want to say too much, but the N64 is, now that we're like a million years past the N64, to me, it's not living up to the nostalgia I have. I don't know. Yesterday's weather was weird. Yes. Yeah. It was kind of bad weather. Where I'm at, it was like, beware, there's going to be terrible tornadoes and stuff. And we just got some rain. Nori's here. Hi, Nori. Aw, that's very nice. I was going to ask you where you're from, but I know. I find them very relaxing. I do too. Just the rain in general. I'm a huge fan of rain. My 30-minute lunch was overcast, rainy, overcast, hail, and then sunny. In that order, yeah. I've tried to play the N64 on a modern TV and got motion sick pretty quick. The N64 is just not what I thought it was. What I thought it was like growing up. I thought it was just this incredible machine that could do anything. And then recently, I brought up Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. I tried to play it, and it was like jerky. I don't know. It wasn't as fun. Saying I like thunderstorm. Wait, I'm sorry. Nick says we had a ton of rain and wind, some tornado conditions, but I don't think any actually touched down. We got several in our area, like to our south. We got a ton. But nothing really ever happened. And saying I like thunderstorms. So Elizabeth has a love affair with thunderstorms. To say, she's very right. To say that she likes thunderstorms is like a slap in the face to her. There's a scene in a Bob's Burgers episode where Louise... never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, babe, are you gonna be a storm chaser? I think she would adore being a storm chaser. And if I could, I would do it. But I don't like driving too much. I'm gonna chase me and Nate or something. Oh boy. I played WoW when it first came out and quit after a few expansions. I recently bought it to play Classic. It wasn't as much fun. Bob said it, not Louis. No, not the wind chimes part, but she needs action. I played WoW when it first came out. Elizabeth played a ton of WoW. But I played WoW for a little bit, but the people that I was playing with, while they're good people, I never had a computer that could handle it well when it first came out, and I got yelled at quite a bit. So it kind of ruined my WoW experience, and I still haven't gone back and play it. Noisy cat. Yeah, that's Scout. It's our other cat, Scout. He's a very noisy boy. I want some action. I need some action. Yeah. She wants to be a storm chaser. Yeah. Well, see, Scout is how do I put it? Scout is in the throes of Scout is in the throes of puberty at the moment, and yes, and he's also mad that she separated him. So Scout likes to scream randomly into the ether, and just announce to the world that he's of age, much like we all did when we were 14 and 15. He's something. All day long. Yes. It never stops. It never stops. And the thing is, like, Scout, Scout's adorable, and he's a good cat, like very, very well behaved cat. But man, just all day long. What you're hearing now, the reason I haven't been acknowledging it is because I'm so used to hearing it that I don't hear anything. Going to the front of the boat and scream, "I'm king of the world." Yes, that's Scout. So he's having a hard time right now, and bless him. Poor boy. He needs a vet's visit. But I haven't done that yet. Because there's things that needs to be removed. I'm gonna eat this here cough drop. It's a Ricola cough drop. I'm gonna go over my notes. They have a lot of hormones at that age, yes, and they need to express themselves. Boy, you are correct. I've had many cats over the years, and when they get to that age, there's just a level of of obnoxious that they get to, and it's weird because like it's so funny to me. I find it hilarious that they're really going through this, but at the same time, at certain moments and times of day, it's very annoying. But I don't know. I think it's super funny. He just goes around screaming at everybody, and I love it. I love it, but I know that it needs to be snipped. Insaneness. Yes, insaneness. Absolutely. I think it's hilarious. And like, I love when cats are super vocal anyway. And I don't know. I wish my other cat, Atticus, was super vocal, but he's not. I think that cat has meowed 4 times in his 5 years. And it's always been food related. But oh, it's so funny to me. Scout hasn't said a whole lot of things yet now. I love cats. Very cool. Where were we at in... Nothing on any shelf, table, or ledge is safe. We have... So built into our house are these shelves in the living room. And we can't put anything on them. Because the amount of climbing that happens... things get knocked off and broken daily. So we have to ignore having shelves. Let's see what's happening. My phone just went off. Oh, very cool. My brother just sent me some messages. Let's see. My mom used to train all the cats to meow and ask to go outside. All of our both cats that we have are inside cats. I've had some inside-outside cats before, but to train cats is super cool. I don't have mine trained to where I could like get them to roll over. Like I train through like finger snaps and to get them off tables or to come here or different things like that. I don't like overly train them for no other reason than I'm very lazy. But it's super cool that your mom used to do it. You can train cats really, really well if you put in the time and effort. He's quiet because he's laying on me. Oh, that's why he's quiet. I see. That's super cool. And we're just talking about cats now. And that's why I love these chats. Because they meander through. I just got an email that says, "You're live." It's like I've been live for like an hour and a half. Where are you at? Weird. Because cats are the best. They are the best. And that's why I wouldn't like... I was about to say I want 1 million of them, but I don't. Like, I'm good with the 2. She also trained them to come in at night to the sound of a treat container shaking. Yeah, well, Atticus doesn't like treats, though. He likes certain kinds of treats. She kept them inside at night, which is very good. I like having my boys inside all the time. We were getting Atticus to go outside for like a minute, and we stopped. And I'm not sure. He didn't like it, but then he loved it, and then he hated it. Cats are weird creatures, man. But I love them. I love them the same. I got a whole bunch of notes to look at. Super cool. And I have my first in this. I'm sort of like reflecting now over what has happened today so far. And I've got my first, like, man. Cats are amazing. My neighbor's cat will come visit every once in a while. One time I left a window open when I needed to go to the store and found a cat waiting for me inside when I got back. Yeah, I can't say that specifically has happened to me, but yeah, I love them dearly. I think cats are incredible creatures, and they're fairly, I don't know, they're fairly independent, so you don't have to, like, I don't ever have to take them outside or anything. We stopped because we were afraid he was gonna bolt out the door. That is why we stopped, because Scout has a couple of times actually bolted out the door. I know we're talking about Atticus, but Scout's definitely doesn't. Was never a cat person, but I love other cats. I'm a dog person, and that's fair. I'm a both. I love cats and dogs equally. Elizabeth doesn't like dogs at all. Mainly big dogs. I'm either or. I love both of them, but I just prefer. The dogs are a lot of work. You gotta take them out every 2 seconds. But I don't know. I like dogs the same. I think they're equally as neat. I'm a huge animal boy, so I don't know. I love them all. But I got my first. I want a munchkin so bad, but I can't handle another cat. I know. The two we got are quite the handful to deal with. Having a munchkin cat though, that would be neat. I think they're adorable, but I don't know how well a munchkin cat would be with this old man. He played one, and then Scout being so young and super rambunctious. I don't know. And then just the fact that there are 3 felines in one house, that may be another thing. Are you ready to go? You ready to be put down? Okay. I would love a pet Moogle. Briscoe, you are... If there were a thing where I could take any fictional creature and make it into a reality, that is the one. Man, I've wanted one for decades. So I'm absolutely with you on that. Chat lagging for anyone else. Chat lags, it's always back and forth. My allergies are ridiculous with the 2. 3 might take me out. 3 would take both of us out. Or a chocobo. I would have a chocobo in my backyard. Because I've got like a fairly good sized backyard. Chat lagging. So, a little behind the scenes. I've got... I would so ride that thing to work. Yeah, me too. They're parking on the side of the building. I've got my stream up right here that I'm watching, so I can keep up with chat. And then I can also hear my wife's phone where she's at in chat, and they're 2 wildly different places. So I don't... Lagging is such a weird thing that is... Was it last stream or the one before? Like, their quality of stream was not the best, but for everyone else it was fine. So I don't know if it's like a specifically related to just yours, or... I'm really not a technical guy, so I don't know. But riding a chocobo to work, that would be... Every day would be an adventure, and I would have Oh, I don't have any here, but I would draw a sword while I rode it to work and feel for a moment like one of them guys in the Final Fantasy Tactics opening. My neighbor used to ride her horse to her neighbor's like 10 miles down the road to go drinking. Wow. Would that technically be a DUI if you got caught doing that? The horse would then walk itself home. Fantastic. Our cat's territorial. They certainly are territorial beings. Look up Final Fantasy 14 Chocobo Go commercial. I will do that. Okay, cool. Was just curious. My internet has its share of suckitude. Seeing if it was just me. Screw Spectrum. Nick. When you say screw Spectrum, there's not a sentence on this planet that resonates more with me. I don't know how else I can put it. Spectrum could be on fire, and I would not pee to put them out. If I peed on Spectrum, that's a compliment to Spectrum. And that's all I'm going to say. I hate them. I hate them with a deep, fiery passion. Oh, there's so much WoW talk now. Oh my gosh. I'd love to ride an airship. To have like the Blackjack or the Falcon. They're talking about WoW stuff, and I don't know much about WoW. And Nick, yeah, it's I had a miserable time with Spectrum. They were charging me for things that I didn't have, and I went through 3 or 4 months of contacting them saying, I don't have this, and they said, we'll take it off next month. And then I would go back, and they said, we'll take it off next month. It's not an airship without accompanying airship theme from Final Fantasy VI. Sacred Jade, are you talking about searching for friends? That's my favorite. Do you hate Spectrum as much as you hate Waste Path? I hate them both with such a deep... Here's the thing, I don't hate a lot of things. I try not to hate anything. But there are certain things on this earth that people have made into such a terrible thing. And the people at our trash service are the worst. So Spectrum and Waste Path to me are the same. I wouldn't pee on any of them to put them out. Hearing the boss lady on the phone with Spectrum is hilarious. I'm sure it is. Spectrum is miserable. Spectrum, did you have Time Warner before and then they changed the Spectrum, or did you have Spectrum before any of that? Because ours was Time Warner and then became Spectrum. I just got a music box from Square that plays that. Oh, awesome. Man. I have a music box. I have a music box that plays the Beauty and the Beast theme, but one of the notes is wrong. So it's a really gross flat note. I don't have either of those in my area. Mindless Meat, be glad you don't have any of those. Top 2 worst companies. Time Warner became Spectrum, yes. I have the other one in Waste Management. Yeah, Elizabeth just said it, but yeah, Waste Path, they picked up our can in October. And I called them and they said, no, it was an accident. We'll have it back out as soon as possible. It's April, and I've called them numerous times. And so I ultimately just told them to cancel service. Spectrum was all we could get when we bought the house. We had AT&T at the previous residence. I actually just went through a thing with AT&T too that made me not like them very much at all. I won't say a lot because it involves sort of a thing that happened to our town that was huge. Um, I'll save that story for another day, but AT&T ultimately charged me for internet service that didn't exist because it could not have existed. And there was no way to cancel service on the mobile site. I was on hold with them for hours. And finally I just, nope. So we got internet actually through our electric company, and it's awesome. I'm doing this now. I'm crunching my Ricola. It took a month to even get anyone on the phone. Yep. We had our issues with them too. I don't know what the deal is with like internet service providers. Well, I guess AT&T does more than that, but I want a music box of Dearly Beloved and the Song of the Ancients. If I could have a music box, it would play the world map theme from Final Fantasy III. I don't know why I love that song so much, but I do. We had an issue with our cell phone thing. We went down to the store to upgrade my wife's phone. We get to the end of the process. We go to pay. They said cash only. That about sums it up, doesn't it? If you order the music boxes, wait, I'd order it from Play Asia. The shipping cost is cheaper. I haven't ordered anything from Squares. I don't know much about shipping costs and stuff. I wonder, I saw an ad recently where you can make your own music boxes. I love music boxes. I have a Zelda one too. It's actually right there. That's my Zelda music box. What is your favorite world map theme from the NES era? Sorry, I love to. Man, I wish that the video that I was gonna put out was good, because I talk about the Final Fantasy II world map theme. The world map theme from 2 is fantastic, but not for the reason that that would seem fantastic. I went in depth and talked about it. I agree, it definitely needs more love. Legend of Zelda, the Legend of Zelda, I forget. The Legend of Zelda theme, of course, is insanely iconic. So yeah, I can understand that. My lady is a fiery Italian American from Queens. Oh boy, who's an attorney for a living. Wow. She wins every argument she gets in with these companies on the phone. Needless to say, I don't win many debates. I can imagine that you wouldn't. I would just steer clear of getting into altercations at all. Yes, ma'am. Like, okay. It needs more love. It's hard to see covers of it. I 100% agree with you. Music box with any choice. Hard decision. Too many good choices out there. I think I would need to separate them by type. Yeah. The Final Fantasy III world map theme. The theme of love from 4. I would love to have a music box of that. When I played Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, a lot of the songs had more rock sound to it. A lot of them do now. And actually, if you go back and play the first 2 Ys games, they have kind of that same sound. And I'm wondering if that's a very Japanese thing to have. Ryu's here! Hey, man! Do I have you? Yes, I do. Okay. Ryu's here. Let's see, if I can make my own music box. Probably Lament of the Highborn from WoW. Sorry about all the WoW references. This is what I play the most. Yeah. Well, just some of the stuff that you have showed me of the WoW stuff is really incredible. If I could have any music from 6 as a music box, Mystic Forest. Something from Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger music is incredible. Actually, I would like to have Chrono Trigger's main theme in a music box would be neat to have. Or the Bone Dungeon song from Mystic Quest. I don't think it would translate to music box, but I would still love to have it. I think that would be awesome. Man, what a day. Chrono Trigger's Zeal Kingdom would be a good music. It really would. Actually, I'm really glad you brought that up. There's a lot of songs from Chrono Trigger that would work really, really well. Oh, that music box would be nothing but JRPG music. Yeah, for me too. I'd have to have the song from Visual Novel of Chrono Trigger. Wind scene from Chrono Trigger, the winter music, Snowdew Valley. Oh, the winter music. We were just talking about that today. Whoa. I got really lost there for a second. What do you think has the better battle theme, 4 or 6? 6. If you let the battle theme play out in 6, it gets into some really cool moments. I don't know. I love them both a lot, so I don't know. Final Fantasy IV's battle theme is really good too, though. But I like Final Fantasy VIII's boss battle theme. I don't know. Stardew Valley music is really good. It is all over the place. I love the Singing Mountain from Chrono Trigger. I really like I did a bass cover. Oh, I don't have that channel anymore, or the video anymore. But I did a bass cover of the Forest theme from Chrono Trigger. It's because that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Chrono Trigger had such a good soundtrack to it. And there were 2 composers, one of which was Uematsu. Nobuo did a little bit of the work when Mitsuda couldn't work anymore. Mitsuda got sick, and Nobuo picked up and finished the soundtrack for him. There's only 2 songs from 4 that you like. Which ones are they? Is the Theme of Love one of them? Because it's one of mine. I'm going to have another Ricola. Another YouTuber I watched started his channel doing a lot of Stardew content. He's expanded out, but he puts Stardew music in the background. Theme of Love is one of them. Theme of Love is great. Mitsuda worked so much, he got ill. Yes, that is what happened. They're inside the tower. Oh, yeah. Lufia 2. Josh, I'm so glad you brought up Lufia 2. That's one of my favorite SNES RPGs, man. I love that game. Lufia 2 is incredible. That's a series I wish they would have done more with. I only started playing Stardew back in December, but I'm obsessed with it. And you weren't initially. Whenever I first presented it to you, you're like, I don't know. And then now you love it. Sorry I'm late today. You don't have to be sorry. It's been a busy day. Brother, I just had an insane weekend. So I understand to a degree, not specifically, but man, it's been nuts. My voice is shot. Final Fantasy V has some really good music too. I played Lufia 2 before 1. I was not expecting that ending at all. Yeah, for sure. I hated that it didn't give you clear instructions. Yeah, it just sort of plopped you into the world and was like, here you go. I played it because I played Harvest Moon on SNES. I never got into Harvest Moon until, gosh, it must have been about 5 years ago now, I finally started playing Harvest Moon games, and I love them. The same reason I hate Animal Crossing. Yeah. Yeah. Elizabeth tried to play Animal Crossing. I guess it's when your daughter was here, and you weren't into it a whole lot. I started with New Horizon and I loved it. I played the very first Animal Crossing. I'm talking about Animal Crossing, but Harvest Moon, I played, oh my gosh. I played actually the Game Boy Color Harvest Moon first. And that's where I started, and I fell in love with it. But Animal Crossing, I played the original Animal Crossing, and I became way too obsessed. And that's why with the Switch Animal Crossing, I won't touch it because I'll quit my job. I won't ever upload anything, and I'll just play Animal Crossing until the day my heart stops. And that's just what's going to happen. But I started Animal Crossing with the very first one. But I don't even have it anymore. I got rid of, I had to sell some stuff before, years ago. And that was unfortunately one of them. But Harvest Moon, Game Boy Color. I don't know why I started with that one, but I did. I have hundreds of hours in Stardew and still need to wiki up for it. Dude, the Stardew wiki is incredible. Just the sheer amount of information on there. I must only play it at night, otherwise I'll be on it all day. I fully understand. Ever played Bug Fables? I've not even heard of it. I'll write it down. I write all these down and I don't ever do anything, but like with WoW, you have a constant stream of doable quests. That's my direction. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I see it differently, where I just hop in and just go for it. Which Animal Crossing is your favorite, or am I late? Probably. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the original GameCube Animal Crossing. That was the one where it was brand new that it could be in real time. And I remember being completely blown away by that. And so, just strictly based on legacy alone is original Animal Crossing. But I have not played the new one yet because, like I said, I will quit my job and my life and I'll just play Animal Crossing all day. Oh boy. Started with the Switch version. Psychospirals. Wait, what? I'm very behind. Harvestella. No, I haven't played it. I've seen some advertisements for it, and it looks incredible, but I haven't played it yet. My voice is not happy with me right now. I'll have to break down and eventually play the Switch version. But I know what'll happen if I do, and I'll be incredibly sad that I wasted so much time. I'll never upload to the channel ever again. What's up? Breath of Fire 2 has some awesome and unique songs. The Breath of Fire series, to me, it should have been as popular as the Final Fantasy series, and it never was. And it's horrendously unfortunate that I'm really glad you brought up Breath of Fire series because I love it. And yeah, the music is incredible too. I bought 2 copies of Animal Crossing for Switch. I just got the one. I usually get duplicates of things, but I don't know, I sort of gave up collecting. Oh my gosh. I like the aesthetic of standard definition games. So, what's the, I can't think of even what it's called, but there's like a new, there's a new, it's not new, but there's a newer series of games that have come out recently that sort of harken back to that old low poly count game aesthetic. I can't even think of what they're called now, but I don't know. Would absolutely love some of those series from that era to come back. Breath of Fire and Wild Arms. Wild Arms was awesome. I love that series. PS2, Xbox era is beautiful. I agree. Wild Arms, it's a fantastic series. I missed that game. That's not nostalgia speaking. I was too young for them. My first system was a 360. Wow. Yeah, you were. So you just actually love the aesthetic of like a low poly count. That's incredible. We need a Breath of Fire remaster collection for Switch. We won't get it, but we need it. Like, that's Capcom. You need to come through. Is that who made them? I know that's who made the first two. Octopath Traveler. I love Octopath. I love that in one of the Wild Arms games, the characters randomly moved around. Yeah. Wild Arms was a series I only briefly checked out, and because of the way my brain works, I fell in love with it and then I forgot about it, which is weird, but that's what happens. Favorite Wild Arms game. I haven't played a lot of them, so I'm fairly new. I'm fairly new to the whole idea. I've only played the first one. Is it the first one I've played? Yes. 2 and 3 I've seen footage of. So I'm going to have to go with the first one, because that's the only one I can really say I've played through. And that was forever ago, and I hardly remember it. I just started playing tactical RPGs, and they're so fun. I can't get into them. I've tried, and for some reason, my brain just doesn't work that way. Chained Echoes is supposed to be a pretty good callback type of RPG. Chained Echoes, I'll write it down. I have 1,000 notes. I'd be interested in an FF6 that looked like Octopath Traveler. We were talking about that earlier, and I agree with that. Although, we were talking about Final Fantasy VI being remade in like a modern day, and I don't think the action RPG battle system would lend itself to 6 very well. But in an Octopath Traveler sort of way, yes, I think it would work out really, really well. Triangle Strategy demo was a bop. I never checked it out. I play D&D, so love tactics games. Yeah. I'm not Final Fantasy Tactics and any of the sequels and spin-offs of that. I played a little Ogre Battle and a little of a game called Cardia. And that's like a tactical RPG. And I love all those. I guess I'm just not well versed in them. Breath of Fire 3 was my first RPG. On SNES, I used to imagine my own stories while playing it, since some games had short stories and I had 0 English. Oh, wow. Where are you from? I'm going to write down. And also, how do you pronounce your name? Because I'm not good at that. I advocate for them to attempt 13's combat style again. I have to agree with you in that. To me, that combat system wasn't fleshed out enough, and that seems maybe it wasn't there for me. Kemco makes a lot of games with the retro feel to them. I have a whole thing about Kemco games that, while they look like games that you would love to play. The writing, the writing is rough. I don't know, the whole thing. There is, you're right, there's no substance behind it, but they look cool. I'm gonna have to disagree. I absolutely loathe 13. 13 and I have an interesting relationship, and I won't talk about it quite yet, but Brazilian, fantastic. I have people from all over the world hanging out. It wasn't the combat system that made me stop in 13. I just got bored of the story. Well, there's like the big joke, right? That Final Fantasy 13 is one big hallway. I never quite got to the ending of 13 because I gave it up also. I will try to complete it probably next year sometime. I'm going to have to play all of them in order to make videos on all of them, which is what my goal is. But I'm not I'm looking forward to it in the sense that I haven't played it in so long. Maybe I'll appreciate some stuff, but I don't know. Kemco turns out a lot of RPGs. They do, and they all look neat. But, well, hey there. Sunset Riders was great. The hallways aren't the issue. The lack of variety. Yeah. You're right. Mindless Meat. Wow. You're at F5 now. Just beat 4 the day before. How did you like 4? 4 is one of the better ones. 4 is a good one. I love Final Fantasy V, personally. I think it's one of the better ones. Alright. We got him hanging out now. I've been it before, it's been some years. I think it's a great little game, and like I said in a previous stream, I think that lended itself to what RPGs became in the future. And so it just seems like a standard, predictable RPG because it set the standard for what RPGs could be. I kept thinking at the final boss. Zeramus? I love Zeramus. I love the theme that plays whenever you fight Zeramus. I think it's fantastic. I'm playing Final Fantasy VI T Edition in my free time. I've heard T Edition's awesome. I wrote a Python script to grind out job points for Final Fantasy V. Really? I've done similar things in the past, but not to that degree. I'm currently playing Xenoblade Chronicles. It's different. I don't want to say too much, because I've got like a whole thing I'm going to do, but it is different. And I don't want to say a lot. It's like a streamlined version of 12. Yes. Are you getting the physical copy of the Pixel remasters for Switch? Not right now because I can't. I would love to. If I did get it for anything, it would be Switch, but I wasn't able to get in there and order it, which is unfortunate. Oh, I totally forgot PlayAsia has them now, or somewhere has them now. Man, I totally forgot. I hope I'm not too late. I'm at Vector so far, just leveling up. Well, I missed something. Oh, okay. I see. It is so far. I've heard it's really, really good. I prefer 12, but the story of Xenoblade is better. When I come out with the video that I want to do about Xenoblade, I don't want to say anything yet. If I end up not doing that video, I'll talk about it, but I'm holding off for right now. I was too late for the US Switch, so I ordered PlayStation. I'm saving my money for deluxe version of 16. Oh yeah. Well, see, I have to buy a little thing called a PS5 before I can play 16, and because I don't have one yet, and it's very sad. And I'm a broke fella, so I can't exactly just get one right now. Because the price of the PS5 is as much as a house payment is, so if I go offline, it's because there's a storm going on in Dallas. Oh dang, dude, be careful. Some of them storms, as much as I love storms, just be careful. Buy the game, then the system. So Mindless Meat, that's actually how I got Final Fantasy X. I bought the game like 3 months before I had the PS2. So I've definitely done it before, and we'll probably do it again. Oh my gosh. I was going through some of my old PS1 games and saw Mega Man Legends. I really wish we would have got the third title. Yeah, Mega Man Legends, it's such a charming series. Very different from any other Mega Man game. Especially at the time. I loved them. I was determined to get 16. I was gonna get 16 even if I didn't have a PS5. I haven't seen the stream from the other day about Final Fantasy 16, but I'm so excited about it. It just seems like they finally, I don't want to say too much, but Square really seems like they got their crap together to make 16 work, because I'm excited about every part of it. Well, not every part of it, but most of it. And I haven't felt that way about a Final Fantasy game in a little while. You can... Oh yeah, I forgot you can split up payments like that. I might have to do that. When does it come out? Mindless Meat. I think it comes out in June. This summer sometime. I didn't want to miss out. Wait, I didn't want to miss out on a decent remaster of 6. The mobile version that Square did was garbage, but this one seems like a good deal. 16 looks incredible, even with some concerns I have from some aspects. I'm not a fan of the having the icons battle each other in like a big fighting game. I'm not sold on that. I don't really care. But I don't know. I want a Mega Man Legends Legacy Collection any day. I'll buy it right now with the money I don't have. Does anyone know what the deluxe version of 16 comes with? I don't know. Have they said anything about that? I don't know if they've shown off what, like... Oh, maybe they have and I just completely missed it. It looks like... June 22nd, by the way. Looks like a map. A couple of different... Oh, that's a bad... I don't know, that's a bad article I found. We're probably end up... Wow. I don't know if the map is made out of like cloth or something. I don't know. I'm gonna wait a bit on 16 and probably just get the retail version. Why did I have to be a gamer and an artist? I feel the same way. I hope it will be next after Battle Network. To have Battle Network collection come out and then the Legends collection, that'd be a lot of money I would throw around. I wouldn't wait too long. It seems like they're going up in value and it's not even released yet. I like the idea of having playable party members and the full action comment. Like I said before, 7 hours combat could be the new base. like ATB was for. Yes. Yeah, if it would set the standard, if the 7 remake combat system would set the standard of what it could be for the next 3 or 4 games, that would be neat. But I also think they could take things from Octopath's battle system and implement it. Or maybe it wouldn't work in that way. I don't know. I'm shouting things that I know nothing about. I just want a new turn-based FF game. I do too. And maybe that's specifically what I'm talking about with the Octopath combat system. Because I don't know. I love menu-based. That's the reason I fell in love with the series to begin with decades ago, was I love menu-based combat systems. I would love a traditional 2D menu-based Final Fantasy game. I would love that. What do you say, Atticus? Do you agree? You agree. I just couldn't stand the stories in Octopath. Did you not like the stories? Have you played Live Alive yet? And let me know how you think about that if you have played it. Oh, I'd love a turn-based mainline or FF. Just have given up on that happening. Me too, Nick. Me too. Gotta go. Want to grab some drinks before D&D. Mindless Meat. This is about to end anyway. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. It's been a cool stream. I tried the demo. It was okay. I've played bits and pieces of the original, but I was gonna wait until it came out on Switch, and I still haven't gotten it yet. Have a good rest of your stream, and turn-based FF game would be awesome. I agree, and thanks also. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go ahead and end this. There's a lot of food that needs to be put in my body, and other. Never mind. But anyway. I do want to thank everybody for showing up to this. This was an incredible stream, I feel. And yeah, so thanks to everybody who showed up, and there was exchanging of currency here too, and that was didn't expect that today, so that was definitely neat. I played a couple of scenarios for Live Alive and really liked what I played so far. It's a really incredible concept, but I haven't experienced it for myself, primarily because I'm playing Final Fantasy 3 at the moment. I love that even though Final Fantasy was turn-based, it was always innovating. It really was. And even menu systems and equipment, like if you equipped something, you could learn spells. It was always constantly innovating something. I mean, you're 100% correct. But anyway, I love you all. I'm going to go now. And I hope that your day is fantastic. And I'll see you back here next week, where we're going to talk about something else. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be something. I'll still stick around for a few more minutes, and just to answer any other comments that happen to come through after stream is over. But I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.